For more than 2 decades, Travis Barker has been one of the most visible, active, and productive drummers in rock, keeping the beat for the consistently popular pop-punk band Blink-182 as well as side projects like the Transplants, Boxcar Racer and Plus 44. A beloved icon of millennial music and tattoo culture, Barker is responsible for the frenetic hard-charging rhythms in such 2000s-era classics like Feeling This, All the Small Things, First Date, and What's My Age Again. He's also been a near-constant tabloid presence, making headlines for his many high-profile romances and even higher-profile breakups. And here are facts about Travis Barker. He survived a nasty car accident. Just a few weeks after he was hospitalized for a series of serious blood clots, a staph infection and cellulitis in the summer of 2018, Travis Barker was released from the hospital to recover at home. One evening he was driving his son and a friend of his son's in Calabasas, California. That's when a school bus ran right into Barker's Mercedes SUV. According to E! News, the bus had sped through a red light and then collided with Barker's well-occupied vehicle. Travis Barker fell severely ill in 2018. In 2018, Blink rescheduled a number of dates of Kings of the Weekend, its ongoing Las Vegas residency show at the Palms. The reason, according to a statement issued via the band's drummer Travis Barker, was severely ill, suffering from blood clots in both of his arms. According to Healthline, blood clots can manifest in swelling and cramping, and dislodge and enter the lung in the form of a potentially fatal pulmonary embolism. Barker was treated for his medical emergency in a Los Angeles area hospital and was released after a few days, only to be quickly readmitted. While recovering with the blood clots and the treatment for them, he developed a staph infection as well as cellulitis, a skin infection. Barker was hospitalized once more and was closely monitored to ensure that blood thinners didn't break off any parts of the clot and head for his lungs or heart. His split from Shauna Mackler was acrimonious. Travis Barker and Shauna Mackler seem to have the makings of a picture-perfect, reality TV-ready celebrity marriage. According to People, the Blink drummer and the former Miss USA welcomed their son Landon in 2003, got married in 2004 and introduced daughter Alabama in 2005. The same year, they debuted Meet the Barkers on MTV. That series ended its run in 2006, the same year that the marriage did, with Barker filing for divorce. The estranged couple aired their grievances and tossed accusations at one another in public settings. Via his MySpace page, Barker alleged infidelity and called his soon-to-be ex-wife a laze. About Mackler said to TMZ that Barker needed therapy and reportedly approached the women with whom Barker was possibly seeing on the side. Barker and Mackler reunited after the former's plane crash, but wound up calling each other out for cheating again, finalizing the divorce in 2008 but living in the same household to more effectively parent their kids. In 2014, Barker told a custody court that Mackler was a negligent, disinterested mother, and she brought up her former husband's threats, labeling their relationship in court documents a very sick cycle. Travis Barker survived a plane crash. In his young adulthood, Travis Barker was haunted by the notion that he'd one day die in a plane crash. He lived with a fear of flying, and he'd sometimes skip a flight if anxiety compelled him to do so. "I'd walked off planes before," he told Billboard, and before he boarded a flight out of Columbia, South Carolina after performing at a college-sponsored event in September 2008, he felt uneasy. Barker got on the small Learjet aircraft, according to People. Immediately after takeoff, the plane crashed and 4 people on board died: pilots Sarah Lemon and James Bland, and Barker's friends and employees Chris Baker and Charles. Barker left the plane via an emergency exit. "I was in such a hurry to exit the plane, I jumped right into the jet, which is full of fuel. My whole body lit up. I had jet fuel on my whole body," he said on the Joe Rogan Experience. Barker and the other survivor musician Adam Goldstein were transported to the Joseph M. Still Burn Center in Augusta, Georgia. Both were initially listed in critical but stable condition. Barker was treated for severe burns. The jet fuel had burnt 2/3 of his body. He endured major Blink personnel issues. Blink has always been a trio, but the musicians comprising the lineup has changed a couple of times, always fraught with drama and tension, to which drummer Travis Barker was exposed firsthand. Barker is the most famous person to ever sit behind the kit for the popular pop-punk band, drumming for the group throughout its early 2000s commercial peak, but he wasn't the first man with the job. According to Drum, original percussionist Scott Raynor drank so much that it affected his playing and thus the sound of the band. After the rest of the band confronted him about the problem, Raynor went to rehab but was fired over the phone after an intra-band fight. Barker replaced Raynor, entering a frayed band dynamic. In 2015, according to Rolling Stone, Blink announced that they'd recruited Alkaline Trio guitarist Matt Skiba for their gig at Barker's Musing Festival, just before releasing a statement revealing that original guitarist Tom DeLonge had left the band. A week before we were scheduled to go into the studio, we got an email from his manager explaining that he didn't want to participate in any Blink projects indefinitely, but would rather work on his other non-musical endeavors, Barker and bassist Mark Hoppus said. When DeLonge claimed on Instagram that he never quit the band, his bandmates called him disrespectful and ungrateful, and his statement just not true.